Hello friends, this video on water a precious resource part 8 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So let us now look at the various sources of groundwater. Now we talked about groundwater, that a lot of water is present quite below the surface of the earth, present between the soil particles, which fills the spaces between the rocks. Now the question is, from where does this groundwater comes? So what are the sources of groundwater? So primarily the first source of groundwater is rainfall. Now whenever it rains, what happens? So this rainwater falls on the ground, it falls on the soil, and then it passes through the soil, it seeps through the soil. Now soil is very porous in nature. Now since soil particles are there are empty spaces between the soil particles, so water seeps in through those spaces, and that's how water tends to move down. So you see here, the rainwater, it actually passes through this entire layer of soil, and that's how it reaches the space which is mostly covered by rocks. So the brown colored objects which I have tried to show are the rocks. Rocks are quite big, therefore the spaces between the rocks are also quite big. So all those big spaces get filled with water. So that's how you get a water table. So basically water table is that level below which you have sufficient amount of water present between the spaces, in the spaces between the rocks. So rainfall is one very important source through which water fills this empty spaces between rocks and between the soil particles. So this makes the soil moist, and anyways the rocky layer has a lot of water. And this process of water seeping under the ground is known as infiltration. This is called infiltration. So it is derived from the word filter. So filter means what? You have a sieve which has tiny pores in it, and when you pass something through it, for example when you prepare tea or when you prepare coffee, so when you prepare filter coffee, what do? So you actually pass that solution through a sieve, and then the solid particles are stuck in the sieve and only the liquid passes through it. So that is called filtration. So here what is happening, the water is actually passing through the tiny pores which is present within the soil, between the particles of the soil. So that's how water is passing down. So that is why this process is called infiltration. So infiltration is the process of water seeping under the ground. So that is infiltration. Other sources of groundwater are the water reservoirs. Now when I talk of the water reservoirs, they include the rivers, oceans, ponds, lakes. So rivers, oceans, ponds, lakes. So all of these are water reservoirs. Now you might ask that how does the water come from the water reservoirs to underground? Now what happens is, in the slopy areas, a lot of areas will have kind of slopy structure. So in those slopy areas, what happens, due to gravity, the water, like if let us suppose if you spill water on the floor, and if the floor is plain, what happens? The water remains there. Correct? Now if you spill water on a slope like this, so you spill water, what will happen? Water will start flowing down the slope. So that's what happens. Now with the same logic, the water comes from the water reservoirs to the to below the ground. That's because the water reservoirs, whenever is at a slopy location, so the water tends to flow from there, and then it reaches below the ground. And again, the process of reaching below the ground remains the same. So the water actually, let's say there is a water body somewhere here, so the water will flow down the slope, it will reach the soil, and then again the process of infiltration will take place. So water reservoirs are also very important sources of groundwater. Now one important thing is, in order to have more groundwater below the ground, one important thing is you should have free land over the surface of the earth. When I say free land, I mean land which is filled with plants or with grasses, because that kind of soil allows water to pass through them easily, but cemented floor do not allow water to pass through them easily. Therefore, it is advisable to have more parks, gardens, open areas, green lands, so they all forests. So all these help in having more and more groundwater. Now, here another interesting thing that we will talk about is, now as we go very deep down, we see that there is huge amount of groundwater is stored between layers of rocks. So if you see there are, I mean, as you go very deep inside, you will see that it is all made up of rocks. So layers of rocks are present, and in between those layers of rocks, huge amount of water is stored. So this groundwater, so this water which is stored between the layers of rocks is termed as aquifer. So the term aqua means water. Aqua is related to water. So aquifer is the layer of water, the groundwater which is stored between layers of rocks. And this is the water which is actually taken out through hand pumps. So when you construct tube wells, so you just pump it and the water comes from below the ground. So that water actually comes from here. So it comes from the aquifers, because the aquifers contain huge amount of water. So what is aquifer? It is the groundwater stored between layers of rocks. So that's aquifer. So as I said, this is the water which is stored between layers of hard rocks. So as we have just explained this, the aquifer. So when you pump the tube well, this is where from which the water is taken out through the hand pump. So the water which comes out of your pump, that actually comes from this layer. So it is like the maximum amount of groundwater is present at this layer. And that is why you would have seen that whenever boring is done, whenever a well is dig, so it is actually dug deep inside, because as you go deep, then only you have huge amount of water. Now, have you ever noticed a construction site? So where some construction of building or office is going on. So if you ever have been to that place, even if you have not, just try to visit a construction site, and you'll see that for the construction purpose, they need a lot of water. So from where will they get that much of water? So what they do is they start boring that area itself. So they start digging that area, and they dig it so deep that they reach the water table, the layer beyond which a lot of water is present. And that's how then they start utilizing that water for the construction purpose of that area. So basically, when we cut down huge stretch of forest and convert it into factories or industries or buildings, so that ways we are anyways reducing the source of groundwater. We are also utilizing or wasting a lot of groundwater for construction purpose. So that ways also we are actually losing a lot of water. So boring is done at the construction sites to reach the water table. So if possible, just try to observe this in any of the construction sites nearby to your place.
Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.